This conference will now be recorded.
For which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm going to get to the point where I'm saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I expected to say this meeting is now recorded. Okay, call the meeting to order. First item on clerk items is public hearing, the regular board meeting minutes. We've all had a chance to review. Do I have a motion to accept them?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Anita. I know those are easy. Okay, number B is a Main Street reconstruction change order number 5. Have all of you had a chance to look at that, or do you have any questions? Then I'd like a motion to accept change order number 5.
I'll make the motion.
So, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Change orders are accepted. Village board good neighbor policy. Has everyone had a chance to look at that?
Certainly.
Is everybody happy with it?
So sweet.
Okay.
Question. So there's a good neighbor policy for STRs. Do we want to either come up with a different name? Because when I saw that, I was a little confused.
I see what you're saying.
The I don't, do we want to call it something else? Either one. I just like.
Jana, did you hear that?
You're muted, Janet.
Good citizen policy.
There you go.
Okay, how about we have a resolution to pass it with a name to be determined?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but like you say, just so the two aren't,
Confused.
because this has to be something that will intimate that, it has to do with just what the policy says of the village.
Right.
So if we can come across a name, but in general, the way the policy is written is fine.
Yes.
No problem.
So could I have a motion for that?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good, thank you very much. The MEUA Annual Conference Delegation Resolution. This is, as you know, just where we have to announce who's going to represent the village, which will obviously be Kimball. Could I have a motion to accept Kimball?
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Kimball's our designee once again. Okay, and we come down to E, short-term rental variance request. Justina Diaz. Who's present? Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I was just there. I was hoping, I was like, whoa, I had to leave on Sunday. I was so disappointed. Good night.
Okay. I do not remember how we did them before. Do we have Janet?
Yeah.
Janet, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Would you like to take the floor at this point?
Sure. I think in the village board, you have you have some findings of fact in front of you. And I think you could adopt those findings and render your decision.
Okay. You all had a chance to look at the findings. Does anyone have any questions and/or none? Would you like to adopt them?
I'll make the motion to adopt the findings of fact.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so the findings of fact are adopted.
Then based on the findings of fact, you need a motion for the decision.
Okay. And is that a roll call if I remember?
No.
Okay, so.
I'll make the motion for the adoption of the findings of fact.
I think we just
No,
did
we
that.
did that.
Yeah.
This is for the decision. Oh, for the decision, okay. I'll make the motion for the decision.
And I'll second that motion.
And I think you should announce the decision.
I was just going to say, okay, we don't have. I believe that, and I'm sorry, we're a little scattered on this. We're kind of new at this process, but the decision is to reject the request, that it's a
The
hardship.
decision is to deny the variance.
Yes, okay, what she said.
And Ms. Dietz, I can send you the findings of fact.
Okay,
Okay.
so based on that, I take it I need a motion at this point to,
You got a motion and a second.
okay, so
So
then,
just
does
all in
everyone,
favor?
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so the variance was rejected.
Mhm.
I'm sorry about that, Justine. Okay, moving on to item F. Mayor Devlin traveling to University Game Flame Lighting. That's in September. I don't know if you got the request that came from Ashley.
Yes,
Um,
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then Mayor Devlin traveling to the World Union of Olympic Cities meeting in October.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Where is that?
Which one?
The World Union?
Luzon?
It's in Lausanne and then in
Italy, and the other one.
the other one's Italy and also
St. Moritz?
in St. Moritz. Yeah. It goes to Lausanne first and then you do the second trip to,
Oh, that's part of the same trip.
it's like when we went to Copenhagen and then Oslo.
They're just falling into other sort of stomping grounds throughout Europe.
All the things I grew up hearing about and getting to see, yeah. Okay, is there anything else to come from the clerk?
No, that's all.
Great. Pam Trevor, treasurer, just somebody we all know and love.
Yep, she sure did.
Thank you again, Jackie. Do I have a motion to approve warrant affidavit number 24?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else to come from treasury?
Yes, just to let you know, the tariff changes for the electric that we discussed at the last admin meeting, the tariff changes
Okay.
were presented to the Power Authority, and I heard back today, everything is approved. So as long as the board approves, we'll make those tariff changes.
Do we need to vote on that?
Okay, when you say tariff, that's what we call
The electric
our rate.
rules and regs. So the fees associated with turn-ons, turn-offs.
Okay, and obviously Janet, did get a chance to see all those or?
I believe so. Janet, did I send you a copy of that? You want to see it beforehand? NIPA approved it.
There were some minor changes.
As long as it's approved by NIPA, and I think we're all set to
Okay.
increase the fees appropriately.
Okay, so I guess item B then in treasury would be to approve the fee increase for our, what's your technical word for it?
Tariff.
Tariffs. Do I have a
So moved, please.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Very good. That's something that's been on our list for a year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Just three.
3, 4.
3 or 4.
And
Well, that will have to be updated in the electric department policy manual.
Yes. The remaining manual will also be updated whenever they decide to finish our rate study. Because there's some changes that NIPA wants as well. But these, they said we could implement prior to their overhaul. And they had no problem with it. So I got an email back from John Payne today with confirmation.
And Kimball's good with this.
Yes, he was involved in the original discussion, and I forwarded him the rate paper as well as John's response today.
And we will have more of our rate sheet as Emily keeps working.
Yes,
Department heads.
Janet sent Emily and myself an email today as far as the parking violation dollar amounts go, and we're continuing to work on those.
So I started going over them, and just a heads up, some of those local law parking V&T things were repealed. They aren't even a part of our local law anymore. So needs a lot of work.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, maybe that's something we can bring to a workshop.
So we can make changes by resolution, right? That's why we did it?
I don't know, Peter. I've got to look at all of that. I know you've got changes in the fees for FOIL requests. Those are set by law. We don't set those. So there's a lot of moving parts there that have not been fully researched. And I cannot get to them by tomorrow's work session. I'm sorry, I'm short-handed.
That's okay. It basically just comes to a work session. It doesn't have to be next week's work session. But anything you can throw at us, we'll start working on. Okay, anything else from Treasury?
Nope.
Very good. Anything under new business? Anything under old business? Mayor items, obviously everyone knows the governor was here. There was a nice event out in Mount Van Hovenberg. Everyone came, said their piece. Everything went very well.
Did you have to speak?
I did. It's kind of fun. You really don't get to know what you're speaking at, and then about 5 people give you input. You keep changing, and I was scribbling notes as we were walking out to speak. But that's
Getting good at it.
That's the
Practice,
fun of it,
practice,
right?
practice.
Unlike Kathy, she probably had someone written right it for her and revise it. She probably practiced it several times.
I don't know. I
No?
think she was off the cuff that day.
Really?
Well, she talked about, yeah, she did, she was off the cuff. She really was. She talked about.
She's a good speaker.
She is. And she talked about her going off the airbag and breaking her hand. She talked about her kids to 1,000 animals.
Both of her hands, right?
Yep,
And
her wrists.
wrists.
Yep. So I really think she was totally off the cuff.
She's a pro. And then after the event, we went to Main Street where she did some shopping, and then I went home.
Did you leave your,
I remember I kept texting you or trying to call you.
how
I
did,
found out that I was riding with the governor. And so
and
you
I
go.
saw it and I'm like, I don't have the keys, so I can't do a freaking thing.
Well, there wasn't a lot of time. I either had to have you answer and leave the keys, or I had to go.
Okay.
So I just had to get in the trucks and go. But it all worked out. Derek Doty gave me a ride out to get in
Oh,
the
that's
car.
nice.
Good chance to talk to him. Okay, so that's it under mayor items for now. Anybody have anything under commissioner reports? I can kind of give you a little bit of an update. In front of Starbucks where they found the oil tank, they're working with the DEC to get a resolution on that. They did not get to a point where they had a clean sample. They did the best they could, but in order to go any further, they would have had to put the foundation in jeopardy. So at this point, what we're hoping they'll do is they'll give us a finding that if Starbucks building is ever taken down, that they'll resolve the oil problem underneath it. And in the meantime, it will be able to stay there. This is what we're hoping to get. But in the meantime, depending on how long that's going to take, we're going to go ahead and finish the sidewalk. And if not, we will have to go back and dig it up again. But we're hoping.
Well, the custom curbing went in today, so.
That you mean the granite curbing.
Yeah, the Ford
Yeah.
Park went in today.
They're
So
feeling super confident that the soil that was.
we're doing the best,
there-
we're doing the best we can on it, you know, and if it takes a year, we can't sit there with rubber mats. So
No.
at this point, we've got enough, you know, who knows, but we feel this is the best course of action. I do believe, and I have been up there in a day or so, they did start, didn't they, at the municipal lot? I did see on my way to church that they've got
Up to where the
marks.
Woodwood sign used to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening across their pavement.
Last I got, they're not going to do right in front of the Marcy because they're still working there. And hopefully they're going to jump up and catch Starbucks, but yeah, they're coming along nicely.
The hotel looks really nice.
Oh, we're offline, but except Lauren, can you hear us?
Janet.
Oh, now.
So the other thing that happened was they had 2 laterals left to do down here, the fire hydrant by the Legion and the one that connects the street. Because we hadn't given them the go-ahead far enough in advance, the crews were disappearing and the crews are gone now. So when they come back after Labor Day, they'll finish these 2 hookups and then finish their punch list, and then they will mill and fill, and do the final paving, and we're done.
Fantastic.
So things are going great.
Yes.
And the plantings next spring?
Or this fall, depending on if they want to guarantee them, but I don't have an answer on that.
If they want to guarantee you.
Yeah,
Which is what they did before. Some died, but not all. So I think that might encourage them.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Removing those 2 trees, and this is unrelated, those 2 trees up in Main, Main Street Park, you were fantastic. You were right with
They
that.
didn't want to be there.
Yeah, it looks 10 times.
Well, you know, I think things changed. Before, 2 Christmas trees made that empty park look good, but we now have, 3 trees on either side that'll lose their leaves, but you can put lights in them, they'll look great.
Mhm.
You know, the Christmas tree can be at Mitts Park and it won't be.
Yeah, it seems crowded. That's what I opened it back up.
At some point, we'll have Jackie describe the Main Street lighting plan, but I think it's coming along very nicely.
Yes, it is. It's August 1st. 5 more months to go.
Okay, I guess we're at public comments or questions. It looks like, Lauren, do you have any questions of us?
I'm good right now, thank you.
Okay, great. And behind us. Okay, so at this point, we'll go into an executive session to discuss personnel matters. So we need a motion to go into executive session. And then, no, we don't need one to leave, right? We're still in session. I know we don't need one to leave our meeting, we just need one to go into
No, just go to
executive
executive session.
session. So a second?
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.